Born and raised in Baker City, so I'm a Eastern Oregon native. Growing up in Eastern Oregon, never really thought I'd have a chance to do what I love back at home, and really honored to have been selected by the board to replace Jim. I don't know if you can ever replace an individual like Jim. He's left an indelible legacy for Grande Hospital, but I think there's a great team there. And I'm certainly excited to possibly bring some new ideas and partner with the staff and physicians to make sure that Grande Ronde continues to provide the excellent care right here at home. Luckily, I had a good friend growing up who was his dad was a hospital administrator, so I reached out to him to learn more about that profession because I knew I loved healthcare. Mm-hmm. I felt like it was a noble profession. It was one where you get to help people, and I knew professionally I would be satisfied with that. And once I had a chance to talk with him and learn more about the profession, I knew this is exactly what I wanted to do. Knew very early on that rural was where I wanted to go. I was often the student in the class asking the professors, okay, I understand what we're talking about, but how does that impact the rural hospital, the critical access hospital? And oftentimes the teachers and professors would squirm a little bit because they weren't used to somebody wanting to do rural. Wow. Most of the students at Ohio State wanted to be tertiary care, academic medical center, consultants, the big boys, the larger centers. But I always knew that, given my roots to Eastern Oregon, that that's where I wanted to be a leader, was in the rural landscape. That ability to make decisions local, right, and for the money to stay local was huge for me. Right. Oftentimes in these larger system structures, you have to work through folks who don't live in your community, who don't understand your unique needs. Not that that's a bad thing, but at the same time, it's just an extra level of process and diligence that you have to work through to get decisions made. Right. And so the fact that we have a local board who has governed and been fully engaged in terms of the success of this hospital has just been tremendous. And so I think the fact that we're independent, we have a true opportunity and charge to partner with our community and make sure we're providing the right complement of services, we're providing a great patient experience, and ultimately providing value so folks stay local for their care. As we do that, that independence, undoubtedly it will remain independent for many years to come. I think the main things that I've noticed in my first couple months here, first off, we have a wonderful staff who are really dedicated, passionate about what they do, highly trained, and I think there's this belief that sometimes bigger is better. Right. That I joke with staff that just because there's a water fountain up front doesn't mean that you're going to get better quality there. Right. And I think here in Eastern Oregon there's kind of a roll up your sleeves and let's get to work type mentality, and that's certainly at play at Grande Ronde Hospital. Mm-hmm. I think the biggest opportunities, and this isn't just to us, I think it's just all rural hospitals, is making sure that we have the right complement of providers and specialty services so that way we can be there when folks need us most. Right. We want to be convenient, we want access, we want to maintain affordability, and at the end of the day, having that right complement of physicians and staff and so forth, so that way folks feel like they can stay local for their care. Right. I think those are probably the biggest, what's a great foundation that's already in place, but something that we want to continue to look at going forward is, hey, let's look at the broader, service area. What services are we not offering, and how can we get creative to try to plug those holes so that way folks don't have to travel great distances to get access to that care. Yeah.